Right. Boom. Video's working as well. Check. I think so. Yeah. When you're ready, mate.
Yeah. Right. I was just seeing if Magma Draw is working, but no, it's not. Hello, Clarity. Welcome, welcome. Wait, I'm just gonna initiate chat. Where's
Welcome.
sharing? Where's sharing? There you go. We're now sharing chats. Right. Where are we? So, is everything else working? Oh, my bitrate for once is good. I wonder what the fuck happened. I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
what the fuck I've changed. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Either way, welcome, welcome. I just fixed my headphones again. Right, so today's session is going to be pretty much like a follow up from last week's one. We're going to basically just go over some basic sprite work again, just going over what we did last week as a little recap, and then we'll move into doing some like more animation specific stuff a little bit later on. So to show you guys one how you can use a sprite specifically, but then other ways that you can use other software. So then we got Dan the Man as well, who is using Pixel Editor, and he also mentioned that he needed some help with animation. So we'll cover a little bit of that. Yeah, as a recap, Dan the Man just came in as we were speaking about him. I assumed you had an ad, Dan the Man, just assumed, but welcome, welcome both. But yeah, so I think today what we're gonna do as a little thing. I know last week we tried using a collaborative drawing software, but it didn't work as intended. I'm not gonna go and try and get that working at the moment because I want to find a better one because that was honestly like an awful experience just due to the amount of ads. Um, so we'll get to figuring out a solution. If I need to pay to remove the ads so that you guys can join and it's not a hassle, we'll figure something out. But that's kind of the vibe. Obviously, Dino Dan is here. He's lurking in the background at the moment. Dan, you can go and say hi.
Yeah, hello guys. Hello. Oh.
But yeah, that's kind of the vibe. So I think we'll begin with sort of recap from last week. So I know you guys sent some stuff. Dino Dan, you sent me your stuff over Discord, didn't you?
Yeah, I sent you I put the thing from last session. Oh, it's Gavin as well.
All right, I'll download your
Little,
images so we can show them.
little Iron Man.
I
I
Man and
did.
the kid you made.
I didn't put the key in, and I didn't do.
That's all good. That's all good. We can still show it.
I think I
So
sent it to you, didn't I? So.
yeah, no, I just found it. Let me go and show you guys what Dino Dan ended up doing last week. Oh, Clarity said to hydrate. Let me get my water bottle.
I need to get a drink. I realized.
Hydrate.
I realized as soon as we started, I was like, oh, I don't have drink.
You haven't had a drink at all today. Jeez.
Like,
Right. Yes, sprite work. So yeah, last week we were basically looking at hue shifting, how to make your own color palettes. We looked at a very sort of basic way that you guys can start making your own color palettes. This week I don't think we'll go too much into color. I kind of want to have sorry, I'll put both of Dan's pieces in the same page if it'll let me.
I think I sent you PNGs, didn't I?
Yeah.
Jumping over to
So we
yours
can
now
look
to
at
have a look. But ad time.
oh, mouth. Don't worry about it. Let me add a background layer just so it.
Got my color palette.
Oh, I'll use less bright. There you go. Oh, wait, I'll just use like an off pink, something like that. There you go.
No
Actually,
clarity. Iron
Yeah,
Man.
so Iron Man and Kiryu from the Yakuza series. So yeah, this is what Dan ended up doing from what we went through. I think the second image you used a reference, didn't you, for the Kiryu image?
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
remember correctly. So I was your second attempt at a sprite, which ended up looking pretty good. How did you find the experience of using what we taught last time into actually producing your own little sprite? Any bits that you struggled with that still didn't make sense, or was it just it made a bit more
Uh,
sense or whatnot?
well, I mean, when I was originally doing the Iron Man thing, me and you talked about the color gradients and the hue shifts and stuff, didn't we, as well?
Mm.
So I did it, and you were like, "Remember to do that," and I was like, "Oh yeah." So then I used like a pinkish red on it instead, things like that. Um, then for the Yakuza one, I think I used a reference image for the posing. It was a Majima one,
Yeah, the Majima one you were
uh,
using as a reference.
and I've used that for reference on like proportions, anything, and I made it my own little thing and changed the pose and stuff on it. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it's looking very good, very good.
And then I just used the reference picture of Kiryu from the game to draw. I think that was fun. I think most of the
Yeah,
stuff that
no,
we went through last time was pretty self-explanatory though. Maybe I need to look more back at the line stuff that we covered on it because I didn't uh, look at that too much.
yeah. But I was going to suggest we can look at that first because I know Clarity and Dan the Man. Were you guys here during the era where we used to do like life drawing practice, like every other stream? Because that was one. That's probably one of the things I was going to suggest we do. Is to do just some basic life drawing exercises today, where I'll get up one of the poses from the many I have listed on my Pinterest. So I'll pick like an easy one that you can all sort of use, and if you want to, if you have time to do it on your own, you can do a little walk along with me on actually creating a pose. So let me see if I can find an easy pose that you guys can sort of replicate in pixel art, and then we can begin from that. Because I think one of the
You
things Dan,
send me the image, I can pop it up on my stream as well.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which one of these images is going to be easy enough to do.
I need to look.
Because a lot of these have a lot of proportions and foreshortening. Oh, okay, fair enough. So you might have missed our life drawing streams. Try and find an easy one. It's got good line of actions. Let me go through it. Sorry, I've got so many fucking photos. I can't remember what could actually be good. Um, all right, so we got Buff Man that we could do. That's got some good line of action. Oh, we'll do this little we'll do this fella. We'll do them. Okay. So I'm gonna download this image. I'm gonna view larger. We'll use this as our reference. Dan, I'm about to send it to you on Discord. We have private chat. This is the image we're using. So this is one way you can start practicing doing like gesture drawing, which we'll go through together, and that'll be the first thing we cover today. So one way to do this within can I just copy and paste on a new layer? All right. So here's one way you can do it. Actually, where that really truncates the image. Okay, probably not a good idea to do it this way. Can I bring it out? Nah. All right. So I don't think it's got the capabilities within Sprite to do what I wanted. So what I want you to do, Dan, is to have this image or whoever. Hey, welcome, Lazy. How you doing? How you doing, mate? Yeah. So Dan, the man, and Clarities. If you guys have the time to hop into for this exercise, please do. I will just quickly hide my previous ones before we move into that. What we're going to do is basically, I've got my image side by side. So obviously on stream, you see my images on the side. I'm basically using that as well in reality. So just have some way that you can have your image next to what you're drawing. So you can easily reference a proportion. So then when we begin drawing, it doesn't matter what pixel size you're doing, as long as you can get some curves in.
I'll open the image in
Um,
Photoshop and pop that.
Yeah, or open it in your preview. I think you could just double click the image, put on preview, and just do like a side by side.
On Aseprite.
So open the image as like a preview image. So like when you double click, it'll open it. It should open it in preview,
Yeah.
and you just put that window side by side to your A sprite. That
Oh,
could be one easier way to do it, so
I
you can
can
get the practice of this
install
properly.
directly.
I'll put the example up on. I'll show
I
you what
didn't
I
know
mean.
Discord popped it out. Hang on. Ah, there
Using
we go.
PureRef is also a shout. That is true. To be fair, I'll pop PureRef in here as well because that's not to be fair. I have PureRef. I'll pop a link
Oh,
to
you
it
can open it in browser
in
anyway. Oi.
either works. Either one works.
Idiot. Hang on.
I just popped it in the general thoughts. If anyone wants to download and use PureRef, but we can set that up later. Um, well, hold up. We got to drink more water. We'll have to go have a fill up in a second. Right. All right. Let me know when you're ready, Dan. When you're set up.
So you pop it on the Steam as well.
Yeah, I'll just show you the example of what I mean. Just have your image somewhere next to it so you can reference like the proportions or whatnot. Right, there we go. There you go. Side by side images. All right. Does that look good for everyone as well on stream? Just to make sure that it is all looking as intended. Right. Also, Dan, I'm using a canvas of about 180 by 180. So if you want to size up to that, we can begin practicing.
See.
Nice. Right, let me know when you're ready to go, Dan.
See?
Sweet. All right, so first bits first. With your side-by-side image, the first thing I want you to sort of like look into is like the big line of action. So one thing you can always begin with is like the head. So in this case, I'm just gonna do like a little blob for the head. We can then shape it later. And the first thing is I want to see what the line of action of the spine / neck and shoulders is, which in this case is like an S shape that kind of curves around like this. If you see, looks a little bit suspicious at the moment, but don't worry, we'll cover that up in a bit. But Dan, if you see on my stream as well,
Yeah.
there's a bit of an S shape going in. So from that, we can then use the image reference on the side to just kind of work out roughly where the proportions are, and we want to try and angle. So use the reference on the side to try and find the angles for the hips and for the shoulders. So in this case, the shoulders seem to be a little bit lower down with some gap, and they seem to be going upwards a little bit like this.
Yeah.
And then for the hips, they seem to be somewhere around here, according to the image I got next to me, and they seem to be going at this angle. So this is one of the first things to start trying to get like the human gesture going. So then from that, you can then begin shrinking it down to smaller sprites, and it should hopefully help practice that a little bit longer. Let me know how that's going, Dan.
2 seconds.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
See? Bro. There we go. There we
Got it working now.
Yes, sir. I do need to add gaps for this. What was the size we were going for canvas?
180 by 180, just to begin a little bit bigger, just to show you the concept, and then we can apply it to like smaller sprites.
There we go. Okay, right. Now we're ready to go. Looking at replicating the shape.
Yeah,
It's the S shape.
so it's just
So,
a gesture, so it doesn't have to be proportionally accurate. It's just to like help see like where the body is going.
okay.
So it's just to literally just work out what direction the body is going in. So you just draw like little balls for like the shoulder joints, same with like the hip joints and the legs and whatnot. But actually, I'll display that a little bit differently. So you can do like the legs, and you can just follow down with another line of action down here as well. You see the arms; it's like a curve shape. So you curve
Yeah.
down here, and you come back out
You're kind
again.
of, it's kind of like you're drawing the spine of the person.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. So this is kind of what you should be finishing up with currently before we work on the face. And we don't need to work on the face, but this is currently the sort of vibe you should be going for, where you've got the initial line of action down the middle. So this will follow this shape in red. So yeah, it's essentially like a stick man, but like it's not like a rigid stick man. It's like a more loose version of a stick man, where you've got a clear sort of like movement on the different limbs that sort
Yeah.
of suggests what the sprite is or what the character is moving. So in this pose, the character's quite leaned back to a side, hands behind the back, and one arm sort of like, well, you can't see it because I do my camera space does not record the rest. But it sort of gives this line. So the red lines is the main thing that gesture is all about. It's just like quick drawings, sort of get the general energy and sort of like positioning of where the pose is. We're not focusing on any anatomy. So these circles that I'm doing here for like the hips and the shoulders and whatnot, that's just for like basic things. So if I want to build in some of the muscle, you can do later, but
Yeah.
this is the basic concept of what you want to try and practice at the beginning. You want to find where that main line of action is from the head to the toes. Find out the direction of the hips, as you can see on here. So in this case, they're kind of like looking both at opposite directions. Not opposite directions. They're both not looking at each other. They're sort of converging outwards.
Yeah. They're
And then
kind of
you do the
going
same
one over
thing.
the other and crossing slightly.
Yeah, so like kind of this kind of vibe. I don't like you don't need to do this, but it's just kind of seeing what angle are they at. So then when you go to do any sort of like
Yeah.
when you actually come to put the body together, you can see that there's like curves or hinges, and it sort of helps to see where the muscles are squashing or stretching together. So in this piece, like the chest up here scrunches a little bit more as it comes down, and then it elongates quite a bit up here. So like this
Yeah.
muscle up here isn't as tightly conformed as the others. Um, so that's the basics of how to do gesture. Usually you have to do this in like 30 seconds. So usually for this is like a warm-up exercise you do before you start drawing, where you get a bunch of poses and you sort of quickly um, go off and just literally like if this were to be like a 30-second gesture drawing, you'd literally be like, okay, what have I got? You've got your initial head, which you can always start with. In this case, I'll do something thicker. And you quickly just like do where the direction of the thing is. Sorry, the neck. Do the spine. Then you work out where the everything is, and you start sort of drawing like the basic like two balls for the torso
Yeah.
and for the hips, and then you just finish up doing like some stick figures for the arms just to show some basic things, and for the hand you can just do like a little triangle to show the general direction of that. And this is you've captured the essence and the gesture of the drawing. And
Right.
doing a bunch of these like daily is a good way to sort of one warm up, and two is a great way to sort of get practice with the human body. So then when we go into doing like much smaller sprites, so let's say what sprite size have we got here? Let's say we go down here. This is like a 64 by 64. You can then start to see. Oh wait, that's not 64 by 64. Whoops. So you're doing like 60. Oh, that's humongous. 64 by 64. Give me. We'll leave it there. So if you are doing like a larger sprite and you wanted to base it off this, you can then begin again with the head. You can then start sketching out where the body's going. You just start shrinking the proportions down and start playing around with it.
Yeah.
So in that way, at least when you get back into the sort of like the smaller pixel art styles, you still get the same energy, but you
Yeah.
can then just play around with like the proportions that you want for it. But it should essentially follow the same like shape and guidance that you've already practiced many, many times before. Um, so then you've already got like a basic sketch that you can use for your character without having to like it will become a lot more of like muscle. It'll become less about thinking of where the head is, and you can start beginning to sort of draw poses a little bit easier and
Yeah.
draw like characters that have a bit more emotion to them rather than just something that feels a lot more static or dead.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
don't know if you can look at my stream,
yeah,
but
let me switch over to you in a
tab in
sec.
very quickly. Oh, yeah. We got this fella.
Yeah, that's looking good.
So I did the elbows as well to help it easier to figure out where the arms are going. Just
Yeah,
typically
me.
knees, but the
Yeah,
knees aren't really in this one, very close.
yeah. No, well, what I'll do is I'll send you the actual like draw poses or software that we use. Not software, it's
Yeah.
a website, and we can do a couple of those just to do some warm ups. So then you can start practicing drawing the human body in like a slightly bigger scale, because obviously practicing from the get go as like a small sprite
Yeah, it's
probably
good when
won't help them out.
you're crushing down details where you need to.
Yeah, so at least just to give you some room to play around with it. Um, obviously, like don't worry too much about positioning and whatnot. I just want you to be able to sort of get like the sort of the correct feeling of where the sort of the angle of where the shoulders are going to be. Like, are they slanted one way or another? Try and get
Yeah.
the general shape of the line. Um, if it's getting another thing you could do to be fair on A Sprite. Let me see if I can show you on my end. Ooh. So if we open this up on A Sprite, there's another thing you could potentially do here, where you on the image itself, you just make a new layer, select like a brighter color. So in this case, I'll go for purple.
Right
And
over the
one,
top.
yeah, draw it over the top is another great way to study it. So in this case, if you really want to break it down properly, you can begin by going, okay, this is where the line of action is going to be, and then you'd be like, oh, this is going to be where the hips are.
Yeah.
That's the direction of the hips, and that's another great way. I'll turn down. And that's another great way to sort of practice us to like, okay, so where is the body at? So
Breaking down
that's
the
way too small.
proportions, yeah.
Not even this is not about the proportions, it's just about getting that sort of gesture going. So that the hips are there, and you can sort of tell that the legs go this way, and then they come back out again here. This leg comes here. You can then do like a circle. The shoulders is probably the main one that you need to do for um actual like circles, and then you can just do like a quick line, sort of like represent where the rest of the body is, and then you can just do like a general shape for the head,
Yeah.
just to sort of match what's going on in there. And then you can hide the image behind it. Oh wait, we'll add a background. Okay, and you can kind of see this is kind of what we were trying to achieve, but using the base image as a reference. So that's another way to practice it on the side, just so you can start breaking down as many human bodies as possible, and it
Yeah.
should help. Like it should help you begin to. Oh, let's not save that. To start sort of learning how these proportions work. So then, when you work on things like Kiru, if you have to redo Kiru or Iron Man, you can then begin to add more accentuated poses to these sprites to give them something a little bit more like spicier. That isn't just something that doesn't feel like it has the weight or the energy to it. Because there's some images, particularly if we're where's some of my boys doing energies? Where's some of my lads and galleys and they them's doing some sport? So yeah, something like this one. So this power lifter, this is another great example of why practicing gesture works. Because if they're going to have something that's got quite a lot of weight to it, or they're using something that has a lot of power,
Yeah.
learning how to draw the gesture can really help. I'll send you this image as well. We can have a go at it. Um, where are you at? So this is another one you can sort of another style you can practice. Beep-beep-beep-beep. So if you want to have a go at that one again, so same thing. I'll put you down here. I'll put me here. Let me open up this bodybuilder. Well, not bodybuilder, powerlifter. Is this making sense to you and to everyone else as well who's watching, or is this not making sense? Oh,
Yeah, I get it.
nice. All right, we'll do.
Got this woman here. So we're looking. Go from the
So begin with the face if you want to, or you can
yeah.
begin just like with the main sort of like arc that her back to. Do it to her right leg, so the leg that's planted the most on the ground. Do it from like sort of like near where the base of like the chin and neck is, and just do like a big line to sort of get that initial gesture in. Let me just make sure I'm also set up, and I'll go and do it with you here. So we want to begin with that big sort of arch, trying to get sort of like from where the head is all the way down to where the toes are. Again, to draw feet at this stage, all you can do is just draw like a little triangle in the perspective that it's going at if you want to. And then once you've drawn that initial shape, you can then begin building. So like the head's going to come out this way. Draw the angle that the sort of the hips are going. So in this case, they're a little bit straighter, but they're coming around this way, and then the rest of the body is a lot straighter up here. It's a little bit angled this way.
Quite a slant, isn't she?
Yeah, quite slant she is. That's correct. Then we draw the bean shape for the body. So this is this bit, and then you sort of like come down here to the base of the hips. And then we got the first leg, which is just going to be just like a little teardrop coming down here, and then like another teardrop for the actual thigh. And then you can continue the line elsewhere just to go for the actual the other leg on the other side. And then you can draw the ball, whereabouts that'd be relative to the face, the arm that's grabbing it, and then you can just sort of draw the elbow that's coming out.
No, I'm not drawing the ball. It kind of the one arm. It kind of like they just like on a DJ set.
That's fair
Okay,
enough.
okay. Right, we get it now.
Yeah, that's all good.
That's right. Ah, ah,
It's fair, I've drawn the proportions a little bit wrong, but that's okay. That's okay.
bottom. Ah,
So in this case, this here, it's a lot tighter, and there's a little bit of like a cinch here. And then this is that first leg. So look at something a little bit like this, where we've got that initial curve coming down here, got the other leg that comes down this way. This one has a really tight corner like this, same in here. We got the tight corner there. This is kind of like the basis of how it goods. Like, send us a picture on the Discord. We're gonna have a look down the man. Put it on the work in progress or work feedback. I'll have a quick look. But yeah, that's like in a nutshell how you can begin to play with characters and practice with them. But I think for everyone here who I think is a lot newer to drawing in general, you don't necessarily need to do this. You can just put the image on a bit of software, just make a new layer on top of it. Find a color that stands out from the rest of the image. So in this case, we'll go for I guess a green, and then literally just go ham. Find the sort of like angle of where the head is going. So obviously, all heads are like an oval shape most of the time when you're simplifying it down. Find that arc. Find whereabouts like the shoulder line is going. Then find where the hip line is going, and then literally just find out the rest of the line of action. So in this case, it's a really sharp corner there, really sharp corner there. You can draw some circles for the arms and shoulders there. You can then draw the hips in, which again could just be like a square. If you want to do more of the anatomy stuff, or up here, you can just do like a rib cage kind of shape if you want to try and get that 3D angle looking. And then you get that sort of curve. And then for the legs, you can just fill that in. Knees are like always a diamond shape, and then just like another teardrop towards the legs, ankles, and then just like a little triangle shape. Another teardrop, another teardrop, another teardrop, just to begin with, because again, we're wanting to go fast here. And that's sort of the way you can start breaking down the body into separate little shapes. That hopefully, the more you practice every day and warm up with this, should help with actually producing better stuff. So I would suggest to grab like 5 to 10 images every day if you can, and then
Yeah.
quickly just break down as you saw. You can just do the line of action. You don't have to fill in the body in any way, shape, or form. You can just focus on doing just the main line of actions and work from there. And then once you start getting more confident, you can then begin to add in those basic sort of like body proportions, where it's like, here's like one oval for the face, another two ovals for the torso and the hips, and then the
Yeah.
way that you sort of shape the thighs, which is come in as you begin to practice. So that's probably the first thing to go about.
Well, I've got. If you look at my stream, I've got there. I'm a little bit
Wait, let me find your stream again. That's not looking bad. That's not looking bad.
kind of like well, like that. My lines are not very straight, but
That's all good. That's all good.
then like this is her other arm. See,
Yeah, it's all right.
a little bit more that.
Mm.
Then her hand is over the top. And this is like the spine here. Probably do a
All
different
right.
color for it.
That's okay. You can always break it down a little bit differently. But yeah, that's kind of the core.
I
I would
like
say in
using
this case,
different colors when I do it. Kind of see all the bits. Because when it's one color, I
yeah,
see. When it's one color, it's a little bit hard for me to see what's going on.
yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say the only thing I was going to suggest here is you see where your front leg sticks out a lot more.
This one,
Yeah, so your front,
one on the
your
left,
yeah, your
one on the
yeah, that
right.
one there. If you look at the actual line of action of where a spine is, that line of action, like that leg is the one that's straighter. So you've kind of made it so she's more leaning on her back foot rather than the front foot. Um,
Oh
which in
yeah,
this case, if you think about the movement of you picking up something heavy on your right, like you are probably
yeah,
going to put
yeah,
in more pressure on that leg. So that leg's going to be like the one that's planted, and then you do the other leg just supports. However, if she was doing more of like a push from like the behind rather than like a pull action,
yeah,
then that back foot would be the connecting line from the chin all the way down to that toe, and then the right leg,
yeah.
the one that's in the front, would be
Whereas
supporting like you have here.
my one kind of more looks like she's falling over.
A little bit, yeah. So that
Yeah, yeah, I get
this is
you.
part of that practice aspect of it, where if you are going to be having like someone pick up something heavy, again, this is probably more advanced, so it's like don't worry about it. But that the whole point of having that line of action is to show where the flow on energy is to the first contact point. I'll
Yeah,
see if I can find some example that I can show you. So this is wait, where is stream gone? Where did stream gone? Let me put this up here. So just some from examples for you guys to see. So Dan, you can come have a look in here and see what I mean. If you look on my stream real quick, you can see. So this is kind of what I'm referring to. So that 10-second thing is literally just very basic lines to get that sort of energy of the pose going.
yeah,
Um, Same with up here. If you want to do something very quick, is literally just like get that initial line of action. And then if you've got more than like 10, 20 seconds, you can begin to fill it in. So like these ones up here, I'm going to click it, probably on Reddit. So as you can see, yeah, this is kind of what I want you guys to practice. So get an image, you can draw on top of it, and just get those initial like proportion lines to say
Yeah,
whereabouts the hips are. Get that initial line from if they don't have a clear line of action from the head to the toe, you can
yeah,
always split the line to be up to the bottom of the hips to then begin on the second bit from where the hips are. And that's another way to sort of begin breaking down the body. And then if you have time, you can then fill it out with again very simple lines. So it's not so much like I was doing. I was doing it more as like anatomy practice. That's what I've been doing recently. So brain
yeah.
switched to that sort of brain. But sorry, let me just also show
Well, I
what
mean,
we've been up to.
I drew the stick thing first, and I drew over. Made it bigger.
Yeah, no, that's all good. That's all good. But yeah, for doing the actual practice, I'd always suggest just to keep it as a just a very basic, literally just
More like
I'll show.
more like the
So
other one I did.
yeah, kind of pretty much like that. Yeah, where it's just like a very basic, like you've got more or less where the head's gonna go.
I did.
Yeah, and then you got the basic sort of like this is kind of where the hips are. You get then that line of action or that first line of action down towards the hips. Um, then you get the first bit for the leg. You then try and work out the sort of width of where the hips are. Then you get the second leg in. Try and work out the thing for the rest of the body. I'm gonna make the head a little bit bigger in here. And then you can just sort of do like very basic lines to sort of
Yeah,
suggest where the rest of the body's going to. And then
yeah.
here, because you probably will have time, you can then just do like very simple lines, sort of suggest the sort of like width of the legs. But the main thing to get to is just this initial gesture of what you're trying to pick up. Right. So that's that done.
Okay.
So yeah, some good sites to look into. So for those of you who haven't joined us previously, oh, what are my gesture drawing sites again? Do I have them on here? Quick poses is a good one that we used to use.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
try and
very quickly get a drink. A minute.
yeah, no worries. I'll post these in the chat. Dan, I'll have a little look at your one in a sec. I just saw it on chat.
Do I put my little stick figures into the thing as well?
Pardon?
Do I put
Yeah,
mine
yeah,
into the thing as well?
put it in daily in work progress. So yeah, this site is pretty good just for general. I'll put it in black. Just for
Oh,
general sort of like drawings.
yeah, and compliment.
This is a pretty good one because it gives you like a 10-second thing. You can just skip the ones that you don't really want to do. I would suggest to do nude. Obviously, I'm not going to show nude characters on here because it's obviously PG stream. But doing nude life drawing studies helps better see what the shape is of people's bodies without clothing getting in the way or like not showing exactly what you want to do. Obviously, again, depending on your preference, you can't just do clothes. There are clothes life drawing ones that you can do on YouTube, but I can't remember what the good one was. Hey, welcome, Yaz. How you doing, Harajuku? Oh yeah, good luck with the interview today. Also, I'm surprised mods get ads. Oh yeah, here we go. New Master Series. This is a great YouTube channel for learning and practicing some.
That's yeah.
So basically, as long as they're wearing tight clothing, if you prefer not to do, yeah, that's Dan the Man said. No news before 9 p.m. Obviously, if you are under 18, I would suggest to do non-nude. Just do any as long as they got like tight clothing, so you can at least see the proportions of like the legs and arms and whatnot, just to sort of help see where the torso is going, because it's hard to see when they're wearing like full-on costumes. Something like this is probably very useful to start sort of practicing where those curves of the body are and how it works. And then again, probably like after a month or so of doing like daily 5 to 10 minute practice um, of just getting these done as quickly as possible, you will begin to develop
Yeah.
better understanding of like different bits of perspective or whatnot. But again, this is a skill. It still takes forever.
Yeah, I think the ones where the
Um,
head isn't like fully exposed is a good one to do as well. Because whenever I draw, I always put the head like in very like plain view.
yeah,
So,
true, true. You can always play around with it.
where am I popping these? Are they
Work progress. Work progress. So we've already given
works
you
in
feedback.
progress?
Yeah. So I was gonna say, if people want to do these, we can do some proper streams where we go through these again, because that's what we used to do with when we had Magma working properly. So the collab drawing when we used to just do some of these together. That'd be some practice we do at the start of every stream. So I might do that practice for people. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, so that's basically just a
There's
summary
only the
on.
background for them. You can't really see them.
What did you fully?
I've got Discord
Yeah,
on in. I think.
you might need to add a background, and we'll look
Yeah.
at Dan's. Dan the man, do you mind me showing yours on stream before I go into full feedback mode?
How am I going to export? You choose to export it with the background?
You just make a new layer and then add a background, and you just lower. So you make a new layer, fill it with white, and then the layer order you put it at the bottom of the queue, at the bottom of the list.
Export as a PNG, it doesn't. I don't know.
No, no, wait, come have a look here. Have a look here, bruv.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
So you see how I have a shit ton of layers here? Literally, just do Shift N, make a new layer, fill it in whatever color, and then you left click and you move it down. There's probably shortcuts for it, but that's how I do it.
Layers
Do it.
on.
All right. Wait, let me look at your stream.
With the layer down.
Yeah, left click or right click, left. Like left, sorry, left and hold, and then drag it
Ah,
down.
that just highlights all of them.
Uh, why is it
Let me
doing
do.
that?
Oh, it keeps highlighting all the layers.
So select layer,
Yeah,
hold left click,
damn, and it's
and then
highlighting all the
drag it.
layers.
Why is
Not
it
letting me
doing
do it.
that?
Oh, no, it's saying it's saying
Try the other.
by
Wait.
oh, hello. But the
Oh,
background what?
I guess that's one way to do it. I don't know why that wasn't working, but that's one way to do it.
I guess that
Yeah, fair
works.
enough.
I didn't
Fair enough.
really want
If
it to be
if it works,
orange,
it works.
but try that again. I can do it now. Yeah,
Right, Dan. Let me.
let's change the color of the background.
Uh,
Oh, there we go.
wait. What the fuck? What have you done?
Nothing.
Oh, wait. You see where? Wait. You see on your top bar where it says contiguous. There's a little checkbox next to tolerance, a little bit below.
Pigeon.
So below your tabs. So below your file tabs
Yeah, oh yeah.
on
Tolerance
on
and
the right
contiguous.
hand. Yeah. So tolerance that on contiguous. Yeah, unclick it, and now you should be able to just
Ah, there we go.
unclick it, have it unchecked.
Oh, the whole background's white. So yeah, no, that's a good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so contiguous just means it's contiguous within an area, and uncontiguous means it'll just do everything that's of that color. So if you want
Right,
to keep it
right.
selected to like one section, you do contiguous, and then you uncheck it to just do everything that looks like it.
doesn't support layers. It says for PNG.
Just press, just do it. Just press yeah.
I
Just,
assume that it does.
it flattens everything, so it doesn't matter. It's just telling you that it won't. If you were to send this to someone
Okay.
else, they can't then use it as like
Right, it does still display the layers. It just means that they're not. It
you
merges
can't
them
edit
all
them.
into one. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
flattens everything.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
literally all.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's literally all it means.
I thought it just meant that
Right,
it
let me
wasn't
get.
display them.
No, it's all good. Just
Okay, now I can export the
right.
white background.
Where's Dan the Man? Right, Dan the Man. Let's have a little looky here. It's a very suspicious looking arm you've put on your on your person.
Yo, different kind of pose.
Looks slightly suspicious, Dan, but let's break it down a little bit. Bring it down for you.
Where's
Right.
his other arm?
Let we don't question it. Right. Let me hide this again, and I'll open it up on Asebright so we can work through it.
We're giggling.
Oh dear. Right.
We're such children.
Doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good. It's all in good faith. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Right. Let's do. There you go. So, Dan the Man, Dan the Man. Okay.
I'm gonna
Can
do another
you?
one while you're reviewing that.
Yeah, go through that quick poses site that I posted. You can use that, or you
Post
can use the new
it.
masters.
Where'd you
It's
post
in
it?
general thoughts. It's in general thoughts.
General thought.
Yeah. You
I'm
are
not
program.
following
Yes,
the
yes,
account.
yes. Don't worry, Dan. Don't worry, Dan the Man. I'm aware art is not your forte, but some things we can work on. Obviously, as mentioned, you want to try and be fluid. I think is the main thing here. Obviously, it's unfortunate that it looks a bit suspicious, but because you had your image like right on the left, one thing you got to try to have done is like a little trick you can potentially do is you could have just sort of like drawn straight lines across to try and get the general sort of perspective. So in this case, it works for me because I've got the image that I can draw on top of. But this is like a very good way to sort of get like general proportions going. If that is something that helps you, like if you can't draw directly on top of it, if you just have it side by side, it's always good to sort of get like the general idea of where the body's proportions. So then when you actually do go to draw it, you can then go, okay, I know the head's going to be around this big, and then from that I've got the general angle of where the face is going, and then you just do like again just the fluid line towards the this bit of the body that the guy has, because you know the hips are here. You can then sort of go, okay, the hips are a little bit angled. Oh yeah, if you got pure ref and you can put it on top like that, that works just as well. Because you can just sort of do this, and you can sort of work out that the what is it that the body's coming along this way, so you know that the shoulder should be around this way, and then you've got
Yeah.
that basic shape going already. And then again, it's just simple shapes: oval for the torso, oval for the hips, and then you could just sort of like finish it off with some basic
Okay.
bits.
I
And the
had
same
to,
for the arms.
I didn't realise it was a timed session. I've just gone back because I was playing with my
Yeah,
canvas
no,
for half of it.
it's that's 10 seconds. So obviously, it's a little bit different to teach in what you call it. It's a little bit different to teach online, but in person, they try to teach it so you look at the model rather than looking at your canvas. Because otherwise, you end up just drawing what you think you're seeing. Again, this is what I tried to explain last time when talking about faces. Is that when you draw symbols of what you think you're drawing. So if I told everyone to draw me an eye, like everyone would probably just do like something like this, that have some semblance to like this is what an eye looks like. But that is a symbol. You haven't drawn an eye. And I would have a lot more like nuance to it and stuff that shapes it a little bit different, which is what why drawing people is so hard. Because at this point, I could say, like, what Dan's drawn here, for example, Dan the Man has drawn what he presumes or what his brain has processed the human body looks like, rather than
Yeah.
fully sort of going through that energy and not sorry, going through that sort of like that energy that the human body has. So having that initial sort of like face, and if you have got it side by side and if you have access to draw lines on top of it, sort of help guide whereabouts the proportions are. And then you do like where the face is going, the direction of the face. Then you can sort of start planning roughly where the shoulder line is going and where the hip line is going.
Yeah.
Like you can do a very simple like drawing in 10 seconds of a person that looks and feels like it's an actual thing rather than it looking like a more rigid or more like in the case of Dino Dan's like Iron Man here, something that like still looks like it, but it's the symbol of what Dino Dan's trying to do. Because I think one of the references we looked at um, that Dino Dan really liked for Iron Man was this image of Iron Man. Like even oh wait, you guys can't see Chrome. So there was this really nice pixel art image
Mm.
of Iron Man that Dino Dan really liked. But again, you can see it's got a clear sort of like line of action where from the head to toe, there's just like obviously it's nothing too exaggerated because Iron Man's not like that. But you can tell that there's clear sort of lines that you can sort of follow to give that initial gesture to it. This is a great example of what you can do, of what we're trying to sort of explain. So here, if you were to draw the line of action for Wolverine, you can tell that from the head to the toe, there's like a big, like striking sort of like line of action from this toe, from this bit of the head to this forward looking, the more yellow leg. And then there's like a really sharp sort of like zigzag turn here. And then again, just you can kind of tell what the pose is. You can tell the energy and the weight of the pose. Oh, here's the Majima one that I saved for you, Dan. Just so you people can see the reference. Like even with like very small basic pixel art. Oh, to be fair, Katana Zero is an excellent example. Like even though it's like small in scale, you can still really accentuate those poses just through understanding how the human body sort of like has to sort of feel and weight. And the more you practice gesture drawing, like the quicker you sort of get to grasp as to how you can make poses look better rather than just like generic I'm standing up and it looks like no, this is bad. Like this still works for like showing characters, but it doesn't feel as static as a more basic design for it. Like you can add like in this image, you can still add some fun like twists and turns to the body, just for sort of practicing gesture because that's kind of what it's supposed to emphasize. Um, stuff like this, which I think we showed last time, where you can begin to sort of play around with like really complex like movements. Again, when Dan was talking about um, adding different colors to the body to give it different things. This is one way to sort of go about it if you really want to. But yeah, this still like this is all based off gesture drawing. Like you don't get to this without starting with gesture drawing first.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm doing one of them now.
yeah, I'll have a quick peek.
Goes down like that. Kind of like that.
Remember, try and focus on just doing one continuous line. Don't break up your lines. Try and focus doing big confident lines whenever you go to do it. Because gesture drawing is all about the energy. If you go through like the more rigid of trying to make it look straight or proportional, it doesn't really work as well. You kind of really do want to focus on doing like those, like say for example, if I was following from your one, let me just get to my right
Do a
layer.
second one. Do a second layer now. And try and draw.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Are you doing the nude ones? Or are you doing the clothed ones?
I mean, it's a new picture. I don't know. It's a guy. I don't
So
know.
no,
It
I
just
think
kind of.
for this stage, Dan, I was gonna say for this stage, don't bother too much about adding like the meat onto people. So don't worry about doing the anatomy like I've got on here. Literally just focus. Oh, sorry, got the wrong thing on. So in this case, I'd literally just say focus on doing like the head, then finding out where the main sort of. So in this case, is a very like it's a very subtle sort of like curve, and then it sort of spikes out to where the knee is doing its thing.
Yeah.
Then this knee comes down here, and just focus on doing some like basic to both. To be fair, because you can't see, you can see Dino Dan drawing on the right, and you can see me drawing on the left on stream at the moment. Um, in this case, you kind of want to. The neck's usually a little bit further down.
And
Wait.
that would be sort of the style that you're looking at. Kind of like.
Yeah, so in this case, you don't really necessarily need to add the meat. You can just sort of focus on doing like this is where this arm is going to come down, and then you know that the arm's going to come here. And if you want to add some meat to the bones, if you will, you can then just add like a very simple like shape as to where the torso is and as to where the hips are going to be.
Something
That's
along
literally like
that.
all you'd need to do as like for like a very basic one. But like you want to make your lines energetic, so like you could always warm up by trying to do like very varying amounts of like lines,
Yeah.
practicing by doing some like get used to drawing curves as like a little warm up exercise. Practice drawing circles, doing wavy lines or S shapes. It's another good way to sort of warm up and sort of get that big. So like when you're drawing, you don't want to use wrist as much unless you're doing like details. When you're doing the body, you want to do like big gestural, like using your whole arm to draw the canvas is kind of the vibe.
Right.
So Dan, if you look at my screen, this is what I want you to sort of end up looking with when you do your sprites. So if you switch over to my screen once you've got a
Yeah,
minute.
I've got your stream on mine anyway. Need to
So
watch
this is
that
kind of what I
later.
want. So when you do yours, and same for Dan the Man, whenever you guys are drawing, I want you to sort of literally just end up with basic, like energetic lines for your elbows or whatnot. So don't bother about doing like elbow joints or whatnot. You can do like the shoulder joint to help distinguish where it's from, but you don't need to fill it in. You don't need to worry about filling it in, Dino Dan.
Yeah, I just like doing the dot helps me see where thing is. But yeah, I mean, I did circle around it. Basic kind of
You you don't need to do it for these sketches particularly. Just focus on getting because again these are supposed to be done in about 10 to 30 seconds
yeah,
for this level. So literally
right.
just focus on doing like I'm gonna try and think of one in my head. So I'm gonna draw one with a head, so a character that's like jumping up. I know the line of action is gonna be like this. Something's gonna be like that. I know that they're probably gonna be outreaching with this arm. I know that the body's probably gonna be like here, be outreaching. This arm's gonna probably be short for shortened, and they're trying to grab. I know that that's going to be there, and that's literally like a pose that you can then work on later.
Right.
But if you see on my stream, this is how quickly you should be doing these sketches, hence why you don't really have time to
I don't think
draw
we can see the sketch,
things.
dude.
Oh shit, sorry, yeah. So it should be something as quick as that. So if I do another one, so I'm going to draw the face looking downwards. I know that the shape's going to be here. They're going to be looking down. Ooh. So I'm going to draw like the face there, torso there, I'm going to have them sort of like their arms sort of coming around like this. And then I know that one leg's going to go this way. Oh, sorry. One leg's going to go this way and the other leg is coming down. And then that's literally all you need to do. Just like as a
Okay, let
very
me get
basic.
another one of the pictures up. Try and do a quick one.
Yeah, again, it has to be like around 10 seconds. We're literally just practicing like, yeah, make sure you put in that it's fully. So, yeah.
Stop the session.
Luckily, that wasn't a nude one. Welcome, edit. I was gonna say you've got it on, so nude ones can come on. So be
Oh, do
careful.
I?
Yeah, quit it real
Oh,
quick. Quit it real quick. You got it set to all. So if you go
oh,
where it says clothing, where it says nude and
oh,
partial,
oh, yeah, no, we want that
click
off. Yeah, no.
click
Whoa.
click the click
I
the other
thought
one that says
clothes and costumes. Yeah.
yeah. Click that
Oh,
one.
can it just be like, can I just got straight meat on my screen?
Yeah.
Oh no. I got lucky then. Damn. Twitch gonna be
Right. Yeah.
banning
Yeah.
me.
Nah. You're good. You're good. You didn't show any cock and balls or any other genitals, so
No,
you're
that's
all
what I'm
good.
saying. If that had popped up, I would have been done.
Instantly career ending. Um,
Um,
Oh yeah, Dan Man. Even if you guys aren't necessarily artists, what I'm trying to teach you is like some ways that even people who don't necessarily have the skills to like fully jump into pixel art or don't have the time to necessarily practice humans. This is a pretty like quick way just to have a bit of
oh,
fun, just drawing characters or people. Like, oh, that's a good one. Go do it. 60 seconds.
stop the session so it doesn't delete the picture.
No, I'll keep you timed to. And then draw the oval for where the. Now, don't worry, don't do the dots. Don't do the dots. You're running out of time, Dan.
What am I
You
supposed,
don't need
what
to
else
do
am
the
I
dot.
doing? What? Oh, wait, what? What else am I doing
Nah,
here?
you're out of time. You're out of time. You're out of
Oh.
time. That was a minute. That was a minute. You're out of time. Got to do another
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Next one.
Wait,
Next one.
so what else am I adding to it after that? Hang on.
So wait, let me quickly do it on my end, and I'll come show you. Wait, let me just move these
I
fellas.
thought that was it.
Yeah, no, you ran out of time. That was 60 seconds. Wait, give me a sec. Let me move. Why is it not letting me move? Alright, let me move these people down here. Right, so if you were to time me, so if you want to set a timer, so okay, so it's 30 now. In this case, we'd start from here. Oh wait, I don't have enough space. Ah! I'm gonna put these fellas down here. Wait. Oh, shit. There we go. So, okay, 10 seconds and then I'll start and I'll give myself a minute to show you how quick these should be.
Okay. I will give you.
Alright,
Hang on.
now.
Let me get.
Wait,
Yes.
no, I'm already starting. I can see
Okay.
where
I haven't
my...
got a timer set. So you.
So all I literally want you to do is just to focus on where the body is. And that's literally it. This is all I'm expecting from you right now. Just sort of get that generic thing. And if you've got time, so again, this is 60 seconds. We've got 20 seconds left. You can then start filling in like whereabouts, where the neck could end up being, where those legs could be, and then you can start filling it
Okay.
out if you've got spare
I
time.
should have been
But
doing the torso rather than doing dots on the legs.
yeah, so literally, all you got to
Okay.
do is head, line of action to sort of get that general initial thing, get that initial pose going, try and get like the first arm in, get that second arm in, and then literally just like one like two bean shapes for the body, and that's
Yeah.
what you should be trying to practice. So don't worry
Okay.
about doing where the elbow is, because that's not relevant to what we're doing. We're specifically wanting to get that sort of quick line of action going for your
All right.
thing.
Let me do that. Hang on. Get rid of nude people. We don't want no fucking bowl on.
No, go. Make sure it's on. Yeah, on the other one.
I
There
didn't
you go.
realize that we give you like.
You've just given yourself 20 seconds.
Huh?
Right. Right. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4,
5?
3,
Oh, what before I
2,
start?
1. Go. 60 seconds, Dan. Go for it.
Um.
Remember, quick lines, quick lines.
Uh, can't actually see that. And
Don't worry about drawing the
big
hashes.
old
Draw like a triangle.
guitar like that. Big old guitar.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
You got a guitar.
You nearly got it. Oh my god, it's that doing perspective.
Yeah, guitar. He's playing the guitar. Look at him go. I don't know what he's playing on it, but he's playing. I bet he's whacking a mean E chord right now.
Man's got perspective drawing.
I
Right,
have
go
no
do another
clue.
one.
I have no clue what kind
That,
of guitar that is, but there you go.
that's all good. The pose was not great. Try and see if you can skip to one that's got like an actual.
I think the perspective of the guitar kind of threw me off on that
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say that this is like level 100 for doing a quick pose of this.
Literally, I'd spend more time drawing that damn guitar than anything else.
Right, see if you can get.
Can you do one that like removes items?
Nah, you just have to flick through it. If you go onto the YouTube video I sent,
Oh,
there's
this
one
is
from New
good. We got a
Masters.
pirate. We got a pirate. I can draw a pirate.
Right. All right.
Got a little sword. Right, when you're ready,
All
you
right.
give me the timer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Start with the head. Little just oval shape. Quick oval shape.
We'll
Quick line of action. Quick line of action.
no, that's
Hip lines. Hip lines. Hip and shoulders. Hip and shoulders. Sorry, we're just not doing call out.
Where is he? Uh, And then you look at it and it's like this, and then
Yeah.
his little feetsies, and that footsie going there, and then he's got a sword coming out here, and then his hand is like here, and the other hand is like here, and yeah, he's a fella.
Let's go! You done it! Also, are you using a mouse?
Yeah,
Oh, that's why it's not coming out as I'm telling you.
no,
I
I
thought you
don't.
had a drawing tablet you were using.
I do have a drawing tablet, but I'm not using it.
Oh, brother, I thought you had the drawing tablet. Otherwise, I
Oh no, I'm drawing on a mouse.
would... You know what? Respect. Respect you're able to draw like this
I
to
put a
the
smile.
extent that you...
I think I'm
So-
solid smiley face on him. I should probably
Oh,
try with the
dear.
tablet. To be fair,
Huh?
I should probably try with the tablet at some point.
Yeah, give the tablet. This is a great way to start practicing the tablet. Um, I thought you were using a drawing tablet. Otherwise, I should have said.
I've been using a mouse this entire time.
You know what? Fair enough.
His
And
sword
oh, to be fair,
sorcery.
maybe I should be drawing it. Maybe I should join in on the challenge and try and draw just with mouse.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see how shit my ones are just with mouse.
We'll try another one.
Oh my god, yeah,
Uh,
that is very weird to do.
it is, isn't it? It's like it's not right.
Mouse mouse
It's
gang
messed up,
rise up,
man.
yeah.
It's messed up.
As edit said, rise gang rise up. Can I apply my own principles using a mouse? Oh my god, this feels insanely weird.
You want a timer?
Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm trying to do it quick, but I can't.
It's
I mean,
hard, isn't it?
I know some people who can do it really, really well, but I'm not them. I'm not them. And then the hat.
One shot, quick! Ah!
Little hat, the little coat, uh, and the cunty boots. I'm gonna give him high heels because
Oh
fuck it, he's
yeah,
a cunty pirate.
yeah. Slay Queen,
This is my example.
plundering for booty. Let's go.
This is my example with a mouse. You know what? I take it back. I should have done this all with a mouse just to show you guys.
I'll do another one. Doing this fella now. It's
Ninja.
like
All right, we'll
like a
do last one.
We'll do ninja. We'll do ninja.
Now, do one that you can see more body shape because see if we can
Another
get one
ninja.
that isn't. Oh my god! Imagine.
Yeah, we did. I got another ninja.
It was another. No, you can press skip. Press skip on the when you redo it. You can do skip. That's a shit pose. We need more movement.
He's sitting on a shopping trolley.
Skip that one. Skip that one. There's a button next to it called
Ninja
skip.
with a gun.
Skip it. You
Woman.
called it. You called ninja with a gun.
Woman.
Nah, another one. Skip again. Skip again. Skip again.
The
See if we can-
rollerblading lady. Kind of cool.
Nah, skip again. We see if we can. We'll get a good one. We'll get a
Oh
good
wow,
one.
we got Spider-Man over here.
No, that's no. That one you can't.
That was messed up.
That
Woman with
one's
the
gonna
gun.
look fucked. Yeah, that one. We'll do gun lady because
Gun
that's got
lady.
like a clear line of action that we can use on.
Okay.
We can use that one properly.
Do it at the
All right,
same
we're
time.
ready. Count us in 5, 4,
4,
3.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, so we do the head. We've got like a bit of a weird sort of like, oh my god, a bit of a weird curve going on here. We got again cunty boots.
We like country.
We got the arms going there, the body. Oh my god, I can't draw. And then we got.
gun. He's got a gun.
She's got
My
a
god.
gun.
Oh my god.
Cunty boots. We got the cunty gun.
They are really country boots.
Yeah,
Damn.
they really are. And then
Gun.
we got a bit of time. Got like oh. All right, I'm done. Then you got like 10 seconds on your end.
I'm drawing in her cunty boot. It's not going well. Oh god, I've just erased her leg. Quick!
You give her a peg leg. Peg leg.
Peg leg
You're out
lady.
of time. Drop your mouse.
Drop your weapon!
Let me go. Send one more. Nice, Dan. We'll give it a look. Right. Okay. Yeah. If you guys were using mouse
He's
the whole time, I
definitely
fully take
got
that back.
clubfoot in this one. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, I didn't do the
Hey,
curve in her leg, I've just
Dan the
realised.
man. Sorry, Dan the man just sent one in. That's looking better. That's genuinely looking a lot better. Wait, let me quickly put
Or like
show, and then we can end.
that.
Well, that'll be the final thing we do on stream today because I do have to head off to go and eat. Where did I save it? Dan the man, that is genuinely looking better.
Where is it pasted?
It's pasted on work feedback.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
Dan the man, I'll give it to you. You took on the advice. You got the shape going. You got the hands going. Yeah, that's all good. That's more practice. But considering you're also using a mouse, delete message. Sorry, we had a little bot. Considering you are using a mouse, yeah, you've done well on getting even the proportion right. Abstract, we'll call it. It's abstract art, and we still stand that here. So yeah, no, definitely an improvement over what you had. So good job on that. Good job on that. Right, I do have to head off now. Hopefully, I know we said we were going to do animation, but I'll plan a proper one for next week. We'll do animation. How did you guys find that? Was that a useful sort of like little workshop to do, or did you guys
Yeah, definitely.
not fully get it? Obviously, I know I I was not aware you guys were using mouse. I thought you guys at least had something, but my point, I can still prove my point because I also did it on mouse. I did two of these examples in mouse. I can still prove my point. um, yeah, even if you are using mouse, the main things to focus on is get those initial shapes. Try and see if you can. I think it'll just be like hand-eye coordination to get these lines looking a bit straighter in comparison. But genuinely, like, obviously, it might be a lot harder with a mouse. So again, no worries if not. If you need cheap drawing tablets, you can always get some second-hand ones. If you guys need help with that, I can let you guys know. If not, yeah, I think it's just practicing your sort of ability to draw with a mouse is probably just the first thing to even do. Because I feel like if you're not confident with your if your mouse game ain't strong, it's going to be a lot harder to draw like actual things together. But obviously, because
Oh,
even
my
if we're
mouse
still doing,
game is impeccable, I'll have you know.
I know it is beautiful. It is beautiful stuff. Hold up. Edit just said something. Got some old D&D character descriptions I kept so I could roll them up. I wish I came back to the game. Yeah, shit. If you don't get time to send in a sprite for the event, or sorry for the jam, because I forget these are all jams technically. If you don't get time to finish your D&D sprite for the jam, yeah, send me the character description and whatnot. And if someone didn't send something in, or they didn't give any lore or a name, I can slap it onto the character. Bald spot, a dad bod, rogue schmal. I do enjoy that. But yeah, if you get time to submit a sprite, and even if it's like simple, do send that.
I'll
And yeah,
slap all
Sushi
the
also
all the
put the
skeletons loaded into the Discord and stuff.
yeah, sounds good. Dino Dan, thank you for that. Oh, it's a shame that also have you seen Mutagenic? I've not seen Mutagenics.
The new game made by the guy that made Binding of Isaac.
Ah, I did not know that. I'll have to check it out. Post it in hobby and interest Sushi, and I'll have a look after lunch. Where was the post link? The one that wasn't Pinterest. It should be in general thoughts. Dan the man. Played at 9 out. Fuck it, hell. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. I do have to shoot off. I've got lots to do this afternoon actually, so I can't. Well, I wish I could stay on longer today because this was actually quite
Fun,
entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna head off. Thanks everyone who came to see. Friday is the artist showcase, and we've got some games to play that some people are sending for review, and I'll have a look at some of the stuff that Sushi sent to play that we can do some little studies on. And then yeah, it's birthday weekend for me, so I'll probably be off.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'll probably be off. Actually, I'll probably be on Monday, depending. I'll see what the vibe is like. And then Wednesday, Friday next week should be the same as usual. All right, thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to head over to the outro, and I'll catch you all on Friday. Appreciate you all, and thanks Dan for joining. I'm going to hop off immediately, so I'll be on tonight. But yeah, we'll catch up later. All right, thanks
Cool.
to everyone who joined. Bye.
You're out, mate.